Welcome to another episode of IP Tuts. I am your host, Philly Phil. Now, today we will be going over how to create this shield looking emblem thing going on upon request from a fan of mine who hit me up on Facebook on the IP fan page or the AOFX fan page. I forgot which one it was, and he was asking me, Phil, how do you create stuff like this? This right here is actually fairly simple. Um, It's just a shield that looks like it's in 3D with the bevel, whatever, and the gas mask and the letters AOFX. Um, so let's go ahead and get started on this. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys a breakdown real quick. This is going to be part one. The second part, I'm gonna show you guys how to trace and do stuff like the actual gas mask. But for today, or this episode, shall I say, we're just gonna worry about the shield itself. All right, so we have a glare here, we have a glare here, we have the background, the orange background with the gradient. We have the actual rim of the shield itself, and let me zoom in. And then we have the bevel pieces, and there's actually a few things I want to discuss as far as that. Then there's just this other outline that I added to the back of this thing, which isn't really special, but it's just there because I felt like putting it there. See, either way you look at it, it still looks pretty cool. Alright, so that's it. So let's go ahead and get started on the actual show. Now what you can do is you can go ahead and start from scratch simply by grabbing the pen tool and making your own shield. Um, or you can do what smart people do and go to somewhere like allsilhouettes.com and grab a shield pack. Now this all silhouettes here. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in for you guys. Also, actually, there's a dash here in the in the URL. So if you put in a little dash, it'll go to it. But either way you want to look at it, they have vector packs for all kinds of silhouettes, people, stuff like that. So definitely check them out. Download packs and send them comments, telling them thank you and all that other good stuff. Um, so yeah, so allsilhouettes.com. All right, so let's just pick one. We'll grab this one. I didn't do it this way at first, but this is a lot easier. Um, so we'll just grab that, copy it. We're just gonna bring it over here into our new file and paste it. All right, so we'll grab it, make it larger, and what we'll do, if you don't know how to do make it larger altogether, grab one of the ends, hold Alt, and press Shift, and it scales it to proportion but bigger. Alright, so what we're going to do now is grab that. We're going to give it a stroke. Let's give it a red stroke. The color really doesn't matter, but we're just doing it red just because I want to. Alright, so we're going to grab this. We're going to come up here to our stroke panel, and we're going to outline it to the we're going to align it to the outside. And then we're just going to toss on all kinds of crap on top of it. Alright, so we'll take it up to about 10. You know what? It's starting around that. You know what? Let's not do it that way. We're actually just going to do duplicates. I don't like this one now. So we'll just duplicate it. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll copy. We already copied it. Well, we'll copy this one again. So we'll go copy, paste, paste in front, which is Control F. And we'll just shrink it down a bit. There we go. And we'll also change this one. We'll change the inside of this one to red. And that way we kind of have an outline of that. You know what? Let's shrink it in a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Now this one right here. Copy again. Paste it. Copy, paste. Slide. You know what? Copy, paste in front again. There we go. Grab it, hold down Shift, and just move it to the right side. And then drop that down. We're just gonna hide that for now because we might have to use that later on to get to where we're trying to go again. Alright, so right now what we're going to do, we're going to focus on actually making this black part, pretending this black part is the outline, like this gray part right here, and we're going to adjust the size of this red one to match that, or to our our specifications as far as this is concerned. Um, so let's see. You know what? That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to grab both of them, the red and the black, and go Control 7. No wait, sorry about that. Control 8, and that right there creates a compound path, and it cuts it out. Or you could just select both, come up here to Object, go to Clipping Mask or Compound Path, and voila. And now that's gone. Now you're like, well, where's the background at? If you press Control and press B, you paste it behind it. So now it's there again. And so now you have your background and you have your outline. Alright, so we have that done. Now what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to take this and we're going to hold down Alt. When you hold down Alt, you see this white and black arrow. That means you're about to duplicate something. Hold down Shift and drag it out. Wait, try that again. There it goes. Alt, click, Shift, drag. And for some reason, that won't work that time either. There we go. That's just duplicating that, and we're going to shut the eye off on that. That's just in case we need to make extra copies. We can, and we need to reference back to those shapes. We're allowed to, simply because they're off here onto the side. Um, so after all that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. We're going to grab the outline, and we're going to go Control F or Control C and then Control F. Copy, then copy, or copy and then paste in front, which is Control F. And now we have two copies. What we're going to do with that copy is we're going to turn that one white. So we have the white one on top of the black one. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab that black one from the side over here. And we're going to press, well, let's turn off the eye on that. We're going to go G. We're going to put a gradient to the black one. So now we're going to put the white in the middle and extend the black to the outsides, just like that. Turn the white one back on, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to give it a 3D effect. So we're going to go to Effect, 3D, Extrude, and Bevel. Turn on your preview. Go up here. You want to go front. Put the bevel on there. Go Classic. Let's see what we're looking at. Front. Yep. We're going to cap that. And for some reason, sometimes it shifts it off to the left for me. I don't know why it does that, but it does that sometimes. So if that happens, then just don't worry about it. We'll worry about that later on. We'll just move it over to the right. Now right here, all these specifications are for your own good. Your height, you can put it up to 5, or depending on whatever you want it to be. But moving on, we can go over here to more options. This right here, this is a light. So wherever this little point right here is at, is where the light's going to be shining from in relativity to the bevel and 3D of that. Usually what I do is I grab the ambient light, I go 0. I would grab the highlight intensity, bring that up to 100. Highlight size up to 100. And blend steps to make it as smooth and clean as possible, up to 256. Right here you can go ahead and you can expand it to the outside or expand it to the inside. And let's talk about the splines itself. And making the bevel, you can make it wider from the splines or from the inside. I always do the insides. Um, it just makes it easier to control. When you're done with that, you can adjust your light to wherever you want it to be. I tend to always have my highlights at the top primarily, but that's just how I do things for me designing at that time. We'll go with the bevel height of 4, no 3. 3 looks good for me, and we'll click OK. Now, as I was saying earlier, how it adjusts and it shifts it off to the left, we'll just move it on over to the right, like such. And now it's over in the correct space. Now what we'll do is we'll grab that, and we will transfer mode to overlay. Yeah, overlay. So right now, we're sitting here and we have this pretty cool looking 3D bevel thing going on, which is pretty interesting. And we have that going on. So what we'll do now is we'll grab our background, and we're going to add a gradient to that too. So go ahead and hit the G key, click the red circle, and that gives that a gradient as well. Um, that gradient, we can go ahead and change the colors. Let's say to orange, but that's an ugly orange. Let's go over here and we'll drop the blue out completely, up the red all the way. Drop the green down to what was it, 75? I think I like 75. Alright, cool. Over here we got the blacks that are actually in CYMK, which is a K black, which is kind of annoying. So we'll just put it in RGB black and be set in that form. Um, we can also go ahead and change or rotate the actual gradient itself. That's too much. Let's say that's up, 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 right there. That looks good. Up. We'll go ahead and drop that over, move that down, and right there. Alright, so we got a gradient set, and now what we're going to do is we will I can't even talk right now. Add our highlights. Now our highlights are actually fairly simple. We'll grab our background layer. We're gonna go copy, paste in front again, and shrink it down to the inside like such. The gradients, put it at a 90-degree angle, and we will take the black side. So let's say the white, 100% white, and then we will take the orange and go 100% white as well. But on this one that's closer to the top, we will go opacity. Wait, sorry about that. The one on the closest to the bottom, opacity down to 0. Alright. Go ahead and move that up a bit. You can even size it to get it to fit so it looks decent. And then just rock this out like this. Let's switch. Okay. Switch not. Let's go 0. Okay, no. 90 is fine. And we would just move this all the way over to about right here. Now this isn't right here. This isn't exactly the same kind of glare that I chose to do on this one, but it's still the same idea. They're just white solids cut into that shape with the gradient attached, and then you go ahead and you switch it to overlay. You bring that down, cuts it out a bit. You can also do like a hard light, or sorry about that, a soft light or a hard light, really depending on your situation. But overlay seems to work just fine in giving us that nice good little glare that we want so much. If it's too strong, you can always change the opacity, which would give you just a faint hint of it. And then you can grab your pen tool, press A, grab your pen tool, and just start moving around these. Let's delete that. Grab the minus key, delete that, press A again, and grab that anchor point. Oops. Grab that anchor point, and just move it around. Control or Shift C to turn that anchor point to a Bezier corner. And you know what? Let's take this to screen. You know what? We'll put it on screen, and then we'll just take the opacity and just bring it down a bit, like such. Yeah, I like that a lot better. How do you feel about that? Yeah, I know. It looks a lot better. Alright, so we have that. We have that. Then, what you can do is you can go back down to your outline. No, let's not use that one. Let's use this one. That's the one that's behind it. Yeah. All right. So we'll grab this one. And this isn't the bevel one. This is just a straight gradient one. So we're gonna grab just a straight gradient one. Also, you might want to go ahead and go through and start labeling all your layers and stuff. But me personally, since I know what I'm doing and I can kind of just click and guess, I guess, um, I usually don't layer them. Not unless I plan on handing it off to some other person to create this or to add something to it. I usually don't layer them. But definitely, if you're doing a collab with somebody, you want to layer these things so they know what they are. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and start messing with the gradient for this. Me personally, I kind of like that gradient. I don't like this highlight at the bottom. So we'll see what we can do. We'll probably just go ahead and rotate this using the arrows and the rotation to about here. You always want to keep the light part at the top because that's where we have our light hitting from. So you kind of always want to just keep the white light part up here. And so this is okay. This is fine. What we'll do now is we can grab that layer and we can actually add a stroke to it, a black one, make it thick, and we will outline it to the outside. And voila! I guess right there, you're pretty much done. You can always go through and uh, add another little glare to it if you want. Um, I really don't know what kind of glare that is, but you know what? I'm putting it there, and you can't stop me. Whoop. I don't know. You can leave that there. You can take that out. Just mess with it. It's designing. There's no wrong and right design. It's just pretty and ugly, I guess. It really just depends. But that's just my opinion as far as the rules of design. I'm hitting about 19 minutes on this tutorial, so I guess we can go ahead and call this part 1 over with. Uh, at the end of this, there will be a link for part 2 to go through with the actual gas mask itself, and I will show you how to be tracing this kind of stuff and creating your emblem, or the inside of your emblem, if you will. Once again, I'm Philly Phil. This has been our IP Tut. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the Inconsistent Pictures fan page. If you have questions or comments, leave them there. Also, don't forget to subscribe. There's going to be a lot more tutorials, a lot of videos, visual effects, the Philly Phil Show, which is pretty much me rambling and ranting about anything I want to that's going on in my life, as well as the news and stuff like that. Um, so thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Philly Phil. Subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up if this was helpful to you. That way I know I'm doing this correctly, and also other people that are looking for tutorials, they know, hey, look, there's a lot of thumbs up on this video. Um, it must be good. It's helpful. Thank you for watching.